Ladies and gentlemen, today we are filming the car, the truck that took over the industry, the beast, the Lamborghini Urus. And we are in for a ride. We're gonna go crazy with this thing. We're gonna show you why this truck took over the market and why everybody else is freaking out right now, and why Ferrari and Aston Martin are thinking of releasing trucks. Aston Martin actually did that, but Ferrari now wants to release a truck because they saw how good Lamborghini made this and they want to try to compete with them, but they can't. They can't, my friends. All right, so let's start looking at this truck and what it really is. It looks like kind of a fighter jet, but it has 4 wheels, 4 doors, and a big boot in the back. So it technically doesn't even make sense. But if you look at the front, you have these nice hexagons over here, all these nice shapes that are very Lamborghini. You can see them all around the car. You have these big air intakes to feed air into the engine. You can see this beautiful lip that kind of comes from the Aventador, this little cut over here with the sides coming out. So this is practically the same hood of the Aventador. It's just more curved and more, you know, lifted up for an SUV, but you can see that it's the same lines. You have these beautiful LED lights. You have these massive 22-inch mags with beautiful matte paint on it. You have these nice brake calipers. These brake calipers are huge. These are carbon ceramics. You guys can't even comprehend how well this truck brakes, and you need that because it's a very, very heavy vehicle with a lot of power. And by the way, PS guys, these are actually the biggest brakes ever fitted to a production vehicle. So these brakes are huge. You guys can't even understand. They practically make the half of the mag. It's crazy, and they brake really, really well. Now, if we continue looking around this vehicle, you can see the amazing Italian details. Over here you have an Italian flag. You have a few across the vehicle and on the inside, but we're gonna get there. You also have this little slip, I guess, on the side that allows you to get into the vehicle more easily. This is obviously an option, but I think it's a nice touch and it makes the car, the truck look even more aggressive. Now, coming to the back of the vehicle, which I think is probably my favorite part, besides the fact that it kind of looks like a Q8, which is normal because it's its little brother, these lights and this little spoiler over here, the spoiler over here, all of this I find just works so well and makes this car so beautiful. I really, really love what they have done with this. The only part I'm not a fan about is this little gray aluminum part over here that I find does not fit with the rest of the car. But you can get a styling package which will paint that black or the color of your vehicle, which will make it look even better. You also get these 4 massive exhausts. These are actually real exhausts, they're not just tips, and you can see them go all the way down, and I find they look really great and aggressive. Also, I like the fact that you can turn them off because they are loud, so if you're just driving around the city, you put the car in comfort and you're not even gonna hear it that much. So I really like that touch. Now, you obviously get a big trunk, considering it is a truck. You can fit a lot of stuff in here, and you actually have air suspension. So you can press the button over here and the suspension is gonna drop if you wanna put something heavy into the vehicle, and that's very good. You can fold the seats down if you want, and you can fit a lot of things into this car. All right, guys, we are now at the engine, but before I open this up, you guys are gonna have to excuse me a bit because it is a bit dirty. We're outside of the city right now. There's dust everywhere, and if you're driving this car fast, obviously dirt's gonna come inside, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, we feel bad, but we can't do anything about it. But now let's open this beauty up. This is a 4-liter V8 twin turbo engine producing 641 horsepower. If you look over here, you can actually see the sequence of the pistons, how they function. This is the numbers for the sequence about that, and that's really cool that they added that there. But I just want to say this engine allows this car to go from 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. In a truck, guys, you know how impressive that is? 3.2 seconds in a truck, a family vehicle. You have 4 doors, you have a boot in the back, you can put everything in. Guys, it's a truck. And now, I find one of the best parts of this vehicle is the Italian design. Like, you get all these beautiful lines, this beautiful leather. You can feel the artist that designed this, and that's what's beautiful about Italian cars. It's the quality of the materials, the built, just the luxury. This is so luxurious. You get all these hexagons once again all around the vehicle. Here, the vents, everything is just so right. It just feels right, and you get this little like fighter jet experience over here. So if you want to start the vehicle, you put this up, you press this, and I think that's just the best feeling in the world. Like, you feel like you're like in the army, I guess, like about to fly a crazy plane. I don't know, it's just crazy. I like that. I like this big thing here to reverse. I like all the buttons. I really like it. Now, the reason this truck is so good, in my opinion, is because you get the German engineering and the Italian design and emotion of it. Because all these screens come from Audi. So these are the screens from the new Q8. So you get this screen over here that controls all of the climate control. So you have 4-way climate control. So you can control the back seats individually and the front seats individually as well. You could have heated seats, ventilated seats. You can decide and fix all of that from here. You also, I want to add that this is an off-road vehicle too. This, you have the option to put it in snow and in different environments, and you even have hill descent over here. So if you put this and you let go of the gas while you're going down a big hill, it's going to control the vehicle to make sure it does it safely. So you get a lot of cool options with that. Now with this top screen, you get all the infotainment stuff. You get your sat nav. You can have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can go here and you have your Lamborghini Anima, which is going to allow you to specifically here choose which mode you want. You can raise or lower the suspension, or you can go in your Ego mode, which will allow you to decide every detail you want about the ride, the handling, the traction. And this is kind of, it's called Ego mode because, you know, it's Italian. If you want to do your own stuff, you want to be you want to pleasure your ego, you do that. Then you have your vehicle information. You can have, this car has ambient lighting, so you can choose the ambient lighting that you want, and you get a bunch of cool stuff with this. I find it works really, really well. The navigation is easy to use, and this is what I was saying, this is all German engineering, and it works it's very responsive, works well. And I think that that's what makes this truck so good, because the Italians are not necessarily the best at engineering great things and making them work well. So that match for me is a match made in heaven. And now the digital dash. As you can see, this is exactly the same digital dash as an Audi. You can custom make this however you want. You can put your map on the left, you can put your music, and on the right, same thing. You can change every design and custom make that. You could put the G-force, you could put the torque, the power that you're using. You can even look at the tilt of the vehicle. Let's say you're going off-road. And I really love this big rev counter over here. It's aggressive, it's very well designed. Now coming to the steering wheel, you get this beautiful Italian flag over here, the beautiful Italian logo. Everything is just well made. These paddle shifters are just, I think they're in metal or aluminum, and they just work really well. They feel good. The only thing, and I've said this in other videos, this suede Alcantara on the steering wheel gets shiny after a while of using it. So I always suggest leather, because this, I love Alcantara, I love suede, but if you're going to be using the car for a while, you're better off with leather, because this gets shiny and I don't know, it just gets annoying. But besides that, the build of this, the luxury of this, the materials used in this, it's just incredible. And it makes this a really special truck. All right, guys, we are now driving the Lamborghini Urus. Let's start this vehicle up. Come on, baby. Erto's back, by the way. My boy over here.
What's up, guys?
So, first things first, if you want to put this car in gear, you want to put it into drive, you have to press the upshift paddle. Because it's a Lambo, you know? So, off the line, I have to say this car is very comfortable. You have that air suspension, makes it incredibly smooth, especially if you're on comfort. And what's cool about it is you have 8 gears with this car, which allows you to drive in a pretty eco-friendly manner if you just have it in comfort. You have different modes you can drive in. You have Strada, which is your comfort, normal street mode. It means street in Italian. You have your Sport, you have your Corsa, which means race, and then Neve, which means snow, so your snow slippery scenario. Now, just to show you guys how good this truck is, we're gonna put it in Corsa, and we're gonna launch it. We launch it.
Sure, why not?
We launch it. So launch it. Jesus Christ.
Surprising. Not surprising. It's a Lamborghini.
I'm still shook. Guys, that's so quick, bro. It does 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds in a truck. Like, you don't expect it. That's what's crazy about it, you know?
641 horsepower.
But you know, that's the crazy, you don't expect it, because it's just, like I was saying, I had it in Strada and it was just such a comfortable truck that you just don't expect it to be that quick. We got some corners coming up. We're gonna see how this grips. It just very direct, very, very good. The truck is incredibly comfortable.
Stable.
Very stable. Look, grips in the corners. I have everything off right now. I always drive it with everything off to see what the car itself is capable of doing. But it handles so well. You have some very thick tires, very sticky tires on this. Wow. And you get out of the corner. And the shifts, guys, these shifts are so quick. Wow. And I have to say, I hope you guys can hear that engine because it's very loud. You don't get, when you rev it, you'll get those cracks and pops and, you know, crackles, whatever you want to call it. The only thing is, I find when you're driving it, you don't get that much. It's a very clean sound. Clean, smooth sound. It's a very sophisticated sound. So it's not a very like stupid, childish sound compared to, I guess, other Lamborghinis. It's more sophisticated because it has to be a daily driver. You have to be able to drive this every day. It is incredibly quick to a point where it was the fastest truck at the Nürburgring. It just recently got beat by the RSQ8, which is its brother. It's just, I guess, a cheaper version, cheaper, less luxurious version of the Urus. If you don't have the money to buy this, I highly suggest you get that one. But there's no better feeling than just being in a Lamborghini, and the fact that you could do that with 4 doors, kids in the back, luggage in the back.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. The owner of this vehicle actually drives it every single day. He's had this truck for about over a year. He has 50,000 kilometers on it. Never had a problem.
Just saying.
50,000 kilometers on a Lamborghini, guys. 50,000 kilometers on a Lamborghini. You know how crazy? And one thing that not that it sucks, but one thing that's different compared to driving an Aventador or a Huracan, I find it's not as rough.
When you're comparing that truck,
this truck, well, this has dual clutch transmission, right?
Yes.
And an Aventador doesn't have a dual clutch transmission because it takes too much space and it's too heavy to be able to put it in the vehicle. So it has a single clutch transmission, which means that every time you shift it, you feel it in your entire body. But I like that because it really makes you feel special. As in with this, look, I'll shift it.
The Urus, it's daily drive.
The Urus is a daily driver.
Daily driver, it's like.
And if you can afford it, the owner of this actual vehicle has this, but he also he had a Aventador S as well. Yes. So if you could do that, obviously do that. But if you can't, get the Urus because you could drive this every day. You can feel as if you're in an Aventador, but
in a truck.
You're in a truck.
In a truck.
And I believe this is probably the best truck on the market. You could look at an SRT, I guess. You could look at, what else are you gonna compare it to? You can't even compare it to like a SVR or.
If you comparing that thing to our SRT. The SRT don't have that.
The SRT doesn't have the luxury. The SRT is quick in a straight line, but it doesn't handle like this does. You know, this has. I'm gonna try to say it properly. The ALA technology of Lamborghini. So the Aerodinamica Lamborghini Attiva. Okay.
Ooh, Mr. Italian.
So that's a patent. That's a patent that Lamborghini has, and they've added it to all their vehicles, which make it extremely aerodynamic. And that's why it's so good around corners. But I really like this thing. I really like how it drives. And you know, a lot of trucks, when you're driving it, you get, you know, you feel that roll when you're in corners. You feel that it's heavy, that it's big. But this, look, we're driving it around a big corner right now at pretty high speeds.
This is a Lamborghini, my friend.
At pretty high speed. Yeah, it's a Lamborghini, guys. This is so Lamborghini. This is so Lamborghini. You could hear a bit of pops, I guess. But they're muffled. But it's just the kind of car that turns heads, you know? It's the kind of car that you could drive every day and it turns head wherever you go. We stopped at the gas stations and a bunch of kids were freaking out. We actually let them come in the vehicle, you know, take some pictures, and
that was cool.
We did that because, you know, that was if I was a kid, it would be the best thing for me, you know, it'd be a dream. So we try to spread the passion like we always say and spread the dream, but it's just a car that turns head, makes you feel good, it's the best car you can get. Best truck.
And an SUV. Yeah,
SUV.
Yes.
Because there's not a lot of SUVs that make you feel as if you're driving a car. Like you guys,
that thing goes.
Like I don't think you guys comprehend how impressive it is for an SUV, an off-road vehicle, a vehicle that can go on mountains, on rocks and snow, whatever it is, to do this kind of performance, it's unheard of.
It's everything. It is everything. You see the
Okay, wait, let's launch it again. Let's launch it again. Let's launch it again. Let's launch it again. Let's launch it again.
Is it the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there's any car that's ever made us shut up. Bro, that's one thing. Like, usually we're always talking and we're always like, we always have something to say, but I've never been a car that's made me shut up like this. That just, I have nothing bad to say about it. And there's, honestly, if you do drive this car, just be careful because it's so easy to go quickly. You don't feel it. You just press on the gas and you're doing 200 without even knowing it. It's
quick.
It's phenomenal. It's so Lamborghini. It's so Lamborghini. I love the Italian flags. I love the screens. I love the speakers in this truck. They're banging Offspin. I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but
some German name.
The speakers, you can see the speakers all around the vehicle. They pop up. They make a scene when you get in the car and you open it. They pop up from the dash. They go up, and it's just makes you feel special. You get these two sunroofs on top, all this suede and Alcantara on the top, incredible materials. It's just such a good feeling. You also get your ego mode, which I spoke about before. Your ego mode allows you to customize everything you want to put. So you can pop it into ego over here, which is going to put the settings that you had already before, or you can change over here the mode that you want to be in. You also get a bunch of information about the car as you're driving it, if you want that. Information about the tires. Anyway, it's just, there's nothing to say. It's a Lamborghini Urus. That's all. This is all there is to say. Just press on the gas, shift it, and that's all there is to say. If you're not convinced about this vehicle, I don't know what to tell you.
And is this so hard on gas?
It burns gas. Well, it depends how you're driving it, but the way we're driving it right now. So I have to go put gas. I have to go put gas. We had 200 kilometers of gas about 10 minutes ago. We have 60 left.
Okay.
So we're gonna put this back into Strada, and we shall go put some gas. But all in all, in conclusion, guys, I want to say thank you for watching this video, but this is just such an amazing truck. It's the best SUV I think you could buy all around. You know, I find that the Range Rover is the most comfortable SUV you could buy, but I think this is the most versatile one, because as we said in the AMG, which is the AMG is the best all-around car,
yeah.
But this is the best all-around SUV because you get the comfort, you get the luxury, you get the wow factor, you get everything, you get the technology, you get it's reliable because it's German. You get everything.
Yeah.
You get everything, and at the end of the day, it's a Lamborghini. At the end of the day, all in all, you go home and you have this key, this Lamborghini key.
I don't think we can compare a Range Rover and a Urus.
You can't.
They are two type of SUV.
You can't. Yes, Range Rover is comfortable, fine, but I find this truck just has no competition. Okay, yeah, you're gonna say RSQ8, which is a cheaper version of this. Fine, I agree. RSQ8 is a cheaper version of this, but
for power,
it's not a Lamborghini.
Power in a Lamborghini.
It's not. You don't get the luxury of the Lamborghini. You don't get all of this. So, anyways, guys, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone for watching these videos. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for allowing us to do this. I really hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, comment. Make sure to subscribe. That helps us a lot. So we know what kind of videos you like. We know, and it helps us continue. So please.
I know you don't have much gas.
I don't have much gas, but okay, we're gonna do one more. One more launch for you guys. One more launch for the subscribe. I'll even look. One more launch for the subscribe. Okay. I have to do it quick. There's a car behind me. Okay guys, thank you so much. Please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the support, and see you soon.